So we are all here today for Good Vibe Sunday. How are you guys doing? I'm super excited to see you guys today. So every week on Project Beauty's page, we are sending out positivity and empowerment for everyone that just wants to get away from all the negativity in the media and just want to tune in to hear something great, to hear something that's going to enrich our soul, our life, that's going to build us up. So that's what this is about, guys. It's about bringing other female entrepreneurs, other female brands together and really sharing what we're passionate about and sharing things that are helping us along the way. So if you're here, drop some hearts. Let me know you guys are on. Like I said, my name is Jo, and if you guys have never joined before, I'm the founder and CEO of Project Beauty. And what we want to do is, like I said, bring empowerment and positivity in everything that we do. So today we have a really exciting topic. If you're a small business owner right now, I know that there are many, many things going on in your mind. So today I'm bringing on an amazing resource, someone that I admire, someone that I've worked with personally. Her name is Tina, and she is the owner and operator of ShopWanderWear. So I'm going to bring her on right now. Hey, girl. How are you?
What's up, guys? I'm good. I'm working. It's a Sunday.
I think every day is a work day when you love what you do, right? So I love it. Are you in your little office?
I am. Yeah, it's a mess. I've been gone for 3.5 weeks, just running away from the corona. And I begged my boyfriend to bring me back into the city so I can start fulfilling orders. And it's a mess in here.
Girl, I get it. I get it. So no judgment here. And so for anyone that's just joining, I just want you guys to know that this is all about showing up as who we are, coming on and just sharing positivity, empowerment. There's never any judgment. We are who we are. So if you guys have any questions or anything, I want this to be interactive. But Tina is going to walk us through some really great tips and best practice that has made her successful in her business. She is a serial entrepreneur. She is a digital nomad, but I'm going to give her the floor right now so she can give everyone here that's tuning in just a little background about what she's done in the past and what she's doing now. Go ahead, Tina.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So I'm going to level set for everybody. I am turning 45 in May.
Oh,
so that gives you some context to my background, because I don't want you to think, how's this 25-year-old? Sorry, giving myself too much credit.
Love it.
So I'm turning 45 in May. I have a 22-year-old son who's a senior in college. I've been a single mom since he was 5 years old, and I've brought him up by myself pretty much. My corporate background includes working for companies like Citibank, Dell Financial Services, and it ended up at PayPal, where I was a product manager there. And from there, I decided that I wanted to do something more with my life.
Yeah.
Both sides of my brain worked pretty much equally. So I was more on the analytical side when working for corporate America, but I knew there was this creative side of me that wanted to really come out and play. And it was so hard to when you're in a financial services industry. So in 2013, back up, I lived in Austin before, and a bunch of my girlfriends and I decided to go paint and drink wine. This was a brand new concept back in 2011, 12 maybe. So we went and paint and drank a lot and had so much fun. We went back several times. And then fast forward later, I moved to Dallas, and that same girlfriend came up to Dallas. And she's like, hey, there's a painting with a purpose going on in Arlington. We should get the girls together and just go paint. Painting with a Purpose is a program that Painting with a Twist does, where they give money to charity or to foundations that host an event for that day. So we went, and I had so much fun. The same girlfriend was like, okay, you've been wanting to open up your own business, right? They're a franchise. And I didn't know this. And so I started to look into it. I lived in Allen at that time. And I'm the type of person that when I have my mind set on something, I'm going to research to death everything that I need to do.
Yes.
So Monday, come Monday, I reached out to the franchisor and I'm like, hey, I'm interested in possibly buying a franchise from you guys. What do I need to do? And lo and behold, they're like, okay, you live in McKinney. The one in you live in Allen. The one in McKinney is considering selling. Would you be interested?
Oh, wow. What timing?
Right? Yeah. It was like one of those things where it was like this divine thing, right?
Yes.
So I looked into it, did my paperwork, did all the financials. Fast forward 6 months later, I owned Painting with a Twist in McKinney.
Wow.
And worked full time for PayPal, but I worked virtually. So I've been working virtually since virtual was like before it was cool.
Cool.
You know, and it takes certain skill sets to be able to tell your boss that, hey, look, I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'd like to work virtually, but you know, I want you to trust that I'm gonna put everything into my work and that I'm gonna show up every day. Because I think that's what a lot of companies fear, is that their employees are going to just maybe sit on the couch and binge on Netflix or something, right? So owned this business, worked full time for PayPal, and a year later, I decided I wanted to open up a second franchise, same Painting with a Twist, but in Plano. And the reason why was more from a strategic perspective, because they were looking to sell that territory to other people. And I knew that if someone opened up in Plano, that McKinney might suffer. And so I wanted to corner the market a little bit. And so I took everything I had and I dove in and purchased my second franchise in 2014 in Plano while still working the full-time job.
And running McKinney.
Running McKinney, running a full-time job, and building up Plano. I didn't have a life for quite a while.
You just like being busy, Tina.
I was like, I'm bored. I'm going to go open up a business. And then in 2014, life happened to me. My husband at that time passed away. And he passed away a month after Plano opened its doors. Yeah. And that turned my world upside down.
Yeah.
And so I put different people in place in Plano that I trusted because I was going to drop everything and go travel the world.
Right. I mean, you experienced such a traumatic life change. I mean,
yeah.
It's like, for me to even hear that again, because I know about the story, right? But for me to hear that again, I felt that again, Yeah. You have to really reevaluate who you are. Yeah.
It really does. And, I worked so hard leading up to all of that, working full time, having 2 businesses, having a grown son at this point to raise. I was like, after this trauma, I said, you know what? Screw life, screw everything for now. Let me put people in place that I trust to run my business for me while I travel the world. And I did that for 3 years.
So that's the moment you became a full-time digital nomad while you were running multiple businesses and had a full virtual job.
Yes. I quit my full-time job in the middle of building up Plano. I quit my full-time job, but I strategically got a severance package, guys. Because if you quit a job, you don't get unemployment, right? And usually they don't give you a severance package. And whoever is recording this, do not send this to PayPal. I think there's a statute of limitation somewhere, though.
We'll make sure we'll put that on the notes for our staff.
But yeah, so I quit my job and then finished out the build out in Plano. And then Simon passed away in November on Thanksgiving Day. And then, I got my finances in order. And then in April of 2015, I traveled and I didn't stop. And during one of my travels is when I got bored. And I was like, I'm going to open up an e-commerce business. And so that's how WanderWear came about.
Wow. So in that moment, you decided that you were going to build another business.
Yeah, yeah. So in 2016, I sold McKinney, made some really good money.
Good. Okay.
The best thing about buying a business that they thought they were failing was that you were buying it at a low price, and they thought they were failing, but really they weren't. They just weren't doing the right things and putting the right things in place. I was able to take on that business, and a year later, doubled the sales in McKinney, just based off of some changes, right? That really makes a difference, whether it be staffing, or if you know anything about Painting with a Twist, you know they have an online calendar that you can go look at. But just making simple changes allowed me to double the sales in the first year that I owned McKinney. And then I flipped a few houses and bought a condo in Mexico along the way, and I have Wanderwear. And so, yes, I am a serial entrepreneur because I don't know how to not do something.
Yes. I just want people to know that that's a lot for someone that's on the road, right? Because I met you, how many years in with ShopWanderWear did I come on board with you?
Maybe about a year or so. So ShopWanderWear came into existence February of 2018.
Okay.
And then I went online with some, just a few designs in February, and then started to just increase the designs and increase my collection around May. So yeah, 2 years.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So that's around the time when I founded Project Beauty. So, okay, sorry, Brandy, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Because I'm seeing messages that you guys can't hear me. Let me know if you guys are having trouble hearing me. Okay, I just want to make sure because I'm kind of speaking loud. Okay, all right. So, okay, so first of all, I've worked with Tina personally, and let me tell you guys, she is the ultimate boss. I mean, like, you know how you work for women, like in corporate America, right? There's not a lot of other female managers or other mentors that I was able to be around in corporate America, right? In the finance industry. And like working with you closely, working with your brand was one of those few instances where I actually worked with another female entrepreneur and had a great experience. Like, you did not try to be fake. You came real and said, listen, guys, I'm still learning a lot of this stuff too, right? Because as an entrepreneur, we both know you're not going to know everything.
Exactly. Exactly.
And things are constantly changing, and your adaptability and the fact that you can step back and have awareness of where there are shortcomings, but you don't ever stop, you know, and you keep going. I just want to say I admire that about you 1,000%. So.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, so
thank you so much.
Talk to me, tell people about ShopWanderWear and what do you guys sell and how did that all come about?
Okay. Yeah, so ShopWanderWear is the travel-inspired leisure wear brand. We're mainly online right now, and we do sell mainly shirts with typographies of travel-inspired quotes or words, with designs that 90% of the time I've designed myself, and I've come up with these various, adding the typography with the graphic, and then putting my vision together, and then putting it on a shirt. Yes. So we started with shirts, and then we've expanded our collection to passport covers, luggage tags, and makeup bags, various travel accessories, bracelets, things like that. So we started in Dallas, but about 6 months ago, I decided, well, a year ago, I moved to Seattle. Yes. And then I decided that, okay.
Meanwhile,
I lived in Dallas. Yeah, I've moved several times. I moved to Seattle a year ago, but just about 6 months ago decided that I need to bring Wanderwear home to Seattle with me. As much as I trusted the folks that ran the business for me in Dallas, there's nothing better than you as a brand new business owner and a brand new brand to watch and nurture your brand as it grows.
Absolutely.
Because the mistakes minor mistakes maybe of employees who probably know no better can really cause some brand damage along the way.
Yes.
And because my business was so new and I had a certain voice that I wanted to give my brand, I wanted to make sure that it was speaking the right voice to the right people. And so it made sense to bring the operations to Seattle with me.
Yep, yep. And we talked a lot about that, right? As
Yeah,
friends and as business owners, the importance of working with people, staff, products that is in alignment with our mission, our voice,
right,
because
right.
you are building out who you are, your essence in a product.
Yeah, and that's so true. My first year, I heard from so many people, oh my goodness, you should design shirts that say this, or shirts for brides, or words that say, talk about barbecue. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do it.
You want to please
And then I
everybody.
realized, right, and I wanted to do everything because that's my personality.
Right.
And then I realized, hold on, I'm going way off brand right now.
Mm-hmm.
I've got too much going on. I'm channeling things differently and I'm not feeling what's going on right now. And I've got to really take a step back and really revisit why I started Wanderwear in the first place.
Yes.
And then I got rid of certain collections, certain lines, several designs, types of shirts,
Mm-hmm.
things that weren't serving my brand, I had to get rid of because it was creating a lot of noise that was taking away my creative energy. Like
Yes.
I was not able to be creative at some points because I was just like, just so many noises going on right now.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's something I think all business owner should just, as one of those, you pin that on your board. Stay focused on your brand. Don't let the distraction of the world that's the same thing with me with Project Beauty too. It was like people just kept telling me what to do, right? And at some point, if you're not clear about who you are as a brand, it's so
Yeah,
easy to just fall to everybody. Yeah.
it's
Great tip.
really, and it confuses your customers,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Because your customers are, if they wanted to go to Target, they'll go to Target. If they want to go to Macy's, they'll go to Macy's, but they buy online from you for a specific reason, right? It's
Exactly.
because somehow you're resonating with them. They don't know you, they don't know your brand, but you're resonating, whether it's through your images, whether it's through your caption, whether it's through how your Instagram feed looks and feels. They're
Yep.
resonating with you and therefore they're buying from you, or else they can just go to Target and buy a shirt that says something, right?
Right.
So it was important to me that I revisited my brand and my brand voice, and that's the thing that I learned the most after the first year of doing business, was that I don't want to do everything. I don't want to have 10 different collections and focus on men's wear and kids wear and dogs wear. And I'm just like, no, I've got to focus on what resonates with me, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I know that, with the COVID-19, you had to really make some very dramatic pivots in your own business. So talk to us about what that process has looked like for you, and what are some of the things that you would recommend any business owner to do right now?
Okay. Well, I have to say though that my team is already virtual. So
Yes.
for the folks that have to stay home and can't go to work and can't make money, my heart goes out to you guys because I'm in a situation where my two employees, they're part-time. Erin lives in Ohio and she's a senior in college. Allie lives in Chile and she's got a brand new daughter, and they work for me virtually. So while everybody is stopping what they're doing, we're working on our business because Wanderwear goes on because we're already a virtual company. I'm already a digital nomad by heart, and I've put things in place over the years to make sure that my business adapts to my lifestyle and that my lifestyle does not adapt to my business.
Wow. Let's just stop right there, guys. That is so powerful, because when we come from the corporate world, right, and most of us are, we are trained to really make changes for the business, We never think about building an infrastructure that works for us, for our life.
Right.
So that is so powerful right there, what you just said.
That's the beauty of owning your own business and really understanding what it is that you want to achieve in the long run.
Yes.
What is your why, right? And I think about my why a lot. My why is I want a bungalow somewhere on a beach with mountains behind me, but I'm also able to just go travel to different countries and build, you know, wells and help out the folks that need help the most, and be able to give from a humanitarian perspective. And that's my why. And so because I know what my why is, I built my infrastructure now to behave and operate in the way that I want it to in the next 5 years, 10 years, whatever, or however long it takes for me to get to that end point. I started to build it now to get to that end point. So mine, I'm in it for the long game. And the long game, it's not easy. It's hard, and it requires a lot of patience, right? So, you know, with COVID, we were down a little bit because I just moved my operations to Seattle, and the person that I had hired to help me with fulfillment and shipping and other things, I didn't know this, is that she didn't have a car to drive into the city. I didn't know to ask her this, right? Because I grew up in Texas. Everybody has a car. And so when COVID started to surface up here in Seattle, as you guys know, it's where the first confirmed case was showcased or was on the media. And this person that I hired didn't feel comfortable taking the bus into the city because that's where I live, and this is where my shop is at, is inside the city. And she's like, that's when I knew that she didn't have a car, and I was like, holy crap, why did I not ask this question in the interview? Because I just didn't think, you know, do you have a car? So that left me a bit, I struggled, and my boyfriend Steve wanted us to leave the city because he didn't feel comfortable with the death cases that were adding up day after day, not knowing if we would succumb ourselves to being infected, and if we were to be infected, not knowing if we were going to create burden on the health system, right? So he talked me into leaving, and so we left. But right before we left, I was like, okay, let me just, because I just can't leave. I need to be able to make money while I'm not here.
Right.
And so I came up with a strategy that may or may not have worked. I'm not sure. But the strategy is, okay, guys, I'm going to delay your shipping because I'm not going to be in town. I have no one to ship or fulfill, but I'm going to give you a heavy discount, and we're going to give you a free gift on top of that, right?
Wow. Okay.
So that helped me bring in sales, as I wasn't physically here to do anything. And we brought in some decent sales. Like February and March were the 2 best months that we've done in the 2 years we've been in existence, which,
that's
right? I was like, oh my goodness. And you know what? And the thing is, over the last 2 years, my brand created loyalty and honesty and ethical behavior, where people who bought knew that I was going to do what I say I was going to do.
Yes,
sure.
Yeah.
Exactly. Shipping's going to be delayed, guys. I have no idea how long it's going to be delayed, right? It kept getting worse every day with the news. But people bought anyways, knowing that it was going to be delayed, knowing that I wasn't going to scam them into their $35 and keep their money and not ship out their products. And so that's really important, is to realize that when you do build up your own brand, make sure that you are building that trust along the way as well, so that when something like this happens, that customers are willing and wanting to buy from you, knowing that they might not get their products in a month or two, but they know that you're a person and a brand of your word, and you're going to follow through.
Wow, that's really powerful. You know, having that trust. How do you think what made you successful? Like, what are some of the things you've done over the 2 years that really built that trust with your clients? I mean, I know you said the consistency with your shipping and the quality of your products played a big part, but what other strategy did you implement that helped that trust building?
My brand isn't WanderWear. It's really Tina. Um, it took me a long time, a year and a half to figure that out, because I'm an introvert, if you guys, except when I'm drinking wine, then I'm the life of the party. But I had to put myself out there. I am my brand. I am my voice. So in my Instagram feed, I talk about my weekly reflections. I talk about my struggles. I talk about my life, my successes, my failures, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't just push out sales posts like buy from me, buy from me, buy from me.
Yes.
I do that once every while, but a lot of people are like buy, and I'm like, Tina, here's my team, here's my life, here's Tina. Oh, can you buy this shirt? Oh no.
No,
but it's
real. That's real though, right? Because you are letting yourself show through your brand. I remember those weekly reflection posts on Sundays. I remember working on those with you. And I remember how every time I read that Sunday post, your heart and what you were experiencing came through. It was no doubt people who followed you, and you have like over 6,500 followers on your brand. It was no doubt when people read that, they resonated with you, and they know that that was Tina's voice. It wasn't someone else writing that for you. That was Tina who showed up. Your voice was clear.
Thank you. Yeah, you know what? If you want people to trust your brand, you've got to show up.
Mm-hmm.
I was scared because I'm just like, I'd rather be behind the scenes. I'm just not this person that wants to be, in the spotlight. But then my friends and the people that know me and love me are like, dude, Tina, like, you're a pretty cool chick. Just get out there and people are going to love you for you, right? And so here I am. I am the face of my brand. And I think that's really important when you want to grow it and when you want to create that loyalty and that honesty with your customers, to let them know that, look, your shipping's going to be delayed, but I am a person of my word, and you know this because you've seen my posts along the way. I'm pretty transparent, about what's going on with my life, and I do share as much as I choose to share. Mm-hmm. I've this past couple of weeks, I struggled with depression, and I didn't know that I was capable of getting depressed because as much as an introvert that I am, I'm a really just happy-go-lucky person. But because I couldn't get into my business, and because I couldn't do what I needed to do for my customers, and because I just felt trapped in a way of being secluded and, and quarantined, I woke up in my same PJs every day, drank some wine, did some work, and but I showed up and
Seriously, if you guys are watching us with wine, please take a sip, because that is real, right? I myself went through that, and we don't talk about it, right? Like, who is actually posting on their social media, oh guys, I'm depressed, wearing the pajamas 5 days in a row? I mean, maybe, but most of us are not showing up and sharing that. And guess what? We need to sometimes. We need to have some type of friend, family, and outlet to say, hey, I'm not feeling good, you guys. We're going through a pandemic. This is not something that we're used to going through.
No, this is new to all of us, right? So new. The world has shut down. Mm-hmm. Business has stopped. My family and friends who've made really good money in their own small businesses have not. And so I feel horrible for what's going on. And what I did along the way, and I don't know about the rest of you guys, but me, when I feel helpless, I help. And that's the reason why I think ShopWanderWear, for those of you that don't know, has a give back platform.
Yes.
We give back to foundations in our community. I have volunteered numerous times, numerous occasions with Attitudes in Attire, based out in Dallas, where I've spoken. I facilitate some of their workshops for them when I'm there. And then this time I felt helpless with what's going on with COVID. And I woke up one day and I was like, I'm going to build a website, and I'm going to build a website where small businesses can go in there and tell people what they're selling, what they're able to sell now, how they're able to deliver it. And I want to connect buyers and small business owners, because if I don't, I'm just going to sit here and drink wine all day. So I might as well do something, channel my energy. And so I built that website in like 6 hours, and I have maybe about 30 businesses on there. But for those who are following or is interested in it, it is a platform for small business owners who want to share with consumers what it is that they sell, product or services, and what it is that they're able to do now that customers can maybe get for later, or can do now where they can get creative with customers, curbside delivery for restaurants, for example. So if you're interested and curious, it's a website called www.ourvillagemarketplace.com. And I named that website because when I was thinking through this, I felt like, you know what, it takes a village. It really takes a village to start lifting each other up. And I want to start something. I want to do something to help other people that feel helpless. And so, check out that website. And if you know any small business owners who are interested in getting their business listed, share that website with them. The end game here is to drive traffic to that website so that businesses who feel helpless, who feel secluded, can feel like there's some hope out there. That their brand and their company is getting some level of awareness, right, regardless of what's going on.
That's perfect. And what we'll do is, for those of you that are watching now or even the replay, I'm definitely going to give that link. I'll make sure I'll post that link in one of the IG stories. And make sure you guys are following ShopWanderWear, because you can also send her a DM there in case you guys missed it, and she'll definitely get in touch with you. I think it's really amazing that we're able to channel that that energy into something productive. I love how you said that in times of worry or anxiety, uncertainty, one thing you fall back on is helping. I completely agree, because even with Project Beauty, when we had to cancel everything, we could have easily just said, oh my gosh, we can't help anyone. But we immediately gathered as an organization and said, we're going to pivot and we're going to allocate all of our resources to feed people. So I love, as an organization, as a business owner, it is so important for us to be nimble and flexible. If you guys have not.
Hi, Erin.
Oh, hi. I didn't even notice her. I'm so glad she logged on. Hey, Erin. I think it's really important, that if you have not wrote down a crisis response policy for your small business, this is the time for you to sit down and do that. I've actually been working on that myself with Project Beauty, and it's so shocking, right? How many businesses out there have never sat down and actually wrote down an SOP for when you're responding to a crisis, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, in a lot of businesses, unfortunately, like half of Americans only live paycheck by paycheck.
I know.
And some people, small business owners, unfortunately do the same. They live paycheck by paycheck. And so there's not this excess capital that's sitting around in case of something like this, where you're like, holy crap, I'm not making any sales, but I still have rent to pay, right?
Right.
And I still want to employ my employees, so I want to be able to do that. How do I do that? You've got to have at least 6 months worth of capital sitting around, so that when the time comes that you can like go into that rainy day budget and like pull out some money, right? And so the one thing that I've learned along the way, and this is the one thing that I teach in my workshop to the women at Attitudes in Attire, is financial health management. We as women, it's so important, because we as women, we want to take care of everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
right? And so our money's going here and our money's going there, but we never really keep any rainy day funds for ourselves.
That's right.
And so I tell these women that, look, you've got to watch out for you. Like, put that $5 under your mattress if you have to, right?
Yeah.
And then keep building up that mattress fund. Yeah.
We got to pay ourselves too.
Exactly.
I've learned that, like, as female, like, CEOs and boss, we tend to pay everybody else and not even take a percentage of pay, ever.
Oh, totally. There have been times where when Painting with a Twist was struggling so bad that the only person that didn't get paid was me. Right. I made sure my employees got paid, my bills got paid. Internet is important to have, right? And then there were months where I didn't get paid. But I put myself in a financial situation where, number one, I was lucky. I was lucky in that, and this is something that I want to tell every one of you out there. I was lucky in that when Simon passed away, I had life insurance on him. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And it cost, I don't know, $35 a month, maybe on average, maybe cheaper, maybe more expensive, depending on your medical history.
Yeah.
But if you don't have life insurance on your significant other, your loved ones, your son, your daughter, your mom, your whomever, you have to. And I tell the women at the workshops this too. Like, if you have $10 or $15 a month to spare, buy life insurance on your significant other or your daughter, but be transparent with them and let them know that. Look, just, do this for me and I do this for you. Right. And I did. I bought life insurance on Simon, and I lived off of his life insurance money for a while when Painting with a Twist was not doing so great.
Yeah.
And that's what helped me along the way. But had I not bought any life insurance on him, dude, I don't know where my life would be right now. I would not have had the capital to do whatever I wanted or needed to do. But on the other side of that, being a single mom, I had to be very careful how I spent my money. Right? Joe, you know.
Yes, having a budget is key.
It's key. And when you're budgeting
about our finances, like, I'm just saying right now, if we are not clear about where the money goes and how the money comes in, we're in trouble. Period.
Totally. And well, I became anal and I kept track of everything that went in and out for years, just to know that what kind of money I was going to have available. And then I forecasted, because as a financial risk manager, I forecasted for people like Dell Financial Services.
Yeah.
So I applied those practices into my own business to forecast things out, right? To make assumptions, so that I can have the rainy day fund, so that if my business was shut down for 6 months, that I still am able to employ my employees because I have money sitting somewhere that can be allotted for that. So that's the one thing that I learned as a small business owner is, don't live like you're on paycheck by paycheck as best as you can. And there's different things that you can do to make sure that you're using your money the right way. First thing I did, guys, I went through all my subscriptions. All my apps I subscribe to, all my softwares that I subscribe to, all of my editorial stuff. I don't read Business Insiders anymore, but I'm paying $16.99 a month for it.
Oh my God, and it adds up, right? Like, when you go to your subscription, guys, if you have an iPhone, I did that like a year ago. And let me tell you, you'll be shocked at how those $5 here, $3 here, it adds up. It definitely adds up.
Yeah, totally. And so I went back last week when I had nothing to do. I went through my Amex bill and I was like, oh my goodness, why am I paying for this? So I scratched things out, and then I called them up, or I emailed, or I canceled my subscription, and I got back about $120 a month.
Girl, that's amazing. I'll drink to that.
That's a lot.
Let's cheers to that. That's free money that you just made back, $120. That's amazing.
Exactly. It's money that you can either reinvest in your business, right? So I'm choosing to reinvest mine in my business, or you can pay down a credit card.
Yes.
Depending on what you need or want more at this moment, whatever the $120 can give you the more of is where you should put your money. Right. And so I'm using that extra $120 to increase my paid ads on Facebook and Instagram. so that it can increase my revenue along the way. And so I'm like, $120 goes a long way for a Facebook campaign.
I was going to say that. So I want to talk a little bit about that because I know we're kind of chatting and it's like, it's already 7:40. But now that we, like, once you've identified where this extra money comes in, talk to me about how you're able to look at your business and know where to put that money in. Like, what did you do to look at your business?
Well, you have to have a P&L. A P&L, P&L is profit and a loss. So you have to know all of your expenses, right? So my expenses includes my inventory, the blank inventories that I have to buy, my printing supplies, my shipping supplies, my internet, my rent, my employees, so on and so forth, and then the money that I make through online sales or offline sales or through other ways. And when I was gone for 3.5 weeks, I slowed down my paid ads because I didn't want to come back. Of course I did, but I didn't want to come back to like a holy crap situation where I was overwhelmed with orders and didn't have the inventory for them and whatnot. And so I slowed down my paid campaign. And so by slowing that down, it saved me some money downstream. But now that I'm back, I can either pay down my American Express card or increase my paid ad campaign. I got lucky, you guys, in this last couple of weeks that I was able to sell Painting with a Twist in Plano. So that's the second business I sold. And there's a lot of people that buy or build businesses to sell after 3 to 5 years. And that's definitely been a goal of mine. Unfortunately, I was a bit behind the 8 ball on selling Painting with a Twist Plano, and with COVID hitting at the same time, I pretty much kind of sold it at a fire sale type situation. But I was able to make good money from it still. And so I know that I don't need this extra $120 to pay off or pay down my Amex because I do have this extra income that came in from selling my business. So why not put it towards paid campaign and then drive more traffic to my website?
And now the way you know that and another thing I want to mention is for those of you that are joining, right? Because the reason why you know how your paid campaigns work is because you've done a good job tracking your performances, right? Because most business owners, and I'm going to say this because I've done this in the past myself, is that we put money into things, ads, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like we don't track the results, right?
No.
When is the last time we sat down and actually ran analytics on the performance of the strategies that we actually implement, right?
Like, a lot of businesses don't.
Yeah, we don't. And I was doing that for a long time. And I remember going, well, how would I know if this is effective or not if I'm not even taking a look closely on a regular basis what's working and what's not?
Right.
So this is another good time right now, I would say, that to look at your business, right?
Yeah,
what's
totally.
What's not?
Yes, I mean, numbers don't lie, right? And there are certain levers inside your P&L that can be dialed up and dialed down depending on the objective, right? And paid ads is one of them. And a lot of people are like, oh, Facebook's just taking my money and I've not made anything from it. Oh, Instagram's taking my money and I've not made anything from it. And it's like, well, have you taken a look at your analytics, number one? And number two, do you even understand your analytics? Right?
Exactly.
Is the campaign you're pushing out different from what you were expecting? If that's the case, then you're never going to be aligned with what you think you're supposed to be getting.
Yeah.
So knowing your numbers, knowing the analytics, and really looking at them and being very disciplined about them is key. And I don't know if Erin or if Allie's still watching, but I'm like, hey, did you guys do the analytics this week? Hey, did you guys do the analytics this week? And we do our monthly analytics. And I don't know if the girls are watching, but like March, we've increased our foot traffic significantly on our website.
Wow.
Our conversion rate has gone up by maybe 200%.
That's amazing. Wow.
Our average order value, or your AOV, what you're selling for, you take the basis of what your average order value is, and then you add things like accessories that I've added along the way, and it's increased my AOV by about 30%, right? So where my AOV used to be about $28, now it's at about $40.
Wow.
But you track things like this along the way to see where you need to dial up or dial down. It took me a while to get disciplined, but I come from an analytics world. But when you're a small business, you tend to do everything yourself, so it becomes overwhelming, and I totally get it. Girl, it's like, when are you going to have time to sit down and look at your analytics, right?
Right. So that's why this is the time, because you are the CMO, you are the CFO, you are everything. But you know what?
You are everything.
Guys, if you want to be successful, this is the work, you know? And I just want to say, all that stuff that we just talked about, I know that it could be new to a lot of people. And I know in the past, me and you have talked a lot about coming together and doing something where we can do workshops. So if you guys are interested, if you guys are watching this video, and you guys think that that's something that you would be interested in, send us a message, because this is still something that me and Tina really want to come together and do, because this woman is full of knowledge, you guys. She is, I'm telling you, she's a boss babe. She knows her numbers. And as much as I love to say that I know as much as you do, I don't. Like, I'm still learning a lot of that business side, because I'm not as analytical as you are. You know, I'm more of I'm the bubbly visionary. You know, I have all these big dreams and goals, and I need the right people on my team to help me execute. So I think it's so valuable that we do look at the things that we're not comfortable doing,
right?
Identifying what they are, and not be afraid to ask for help, right?
Exactly.
Because we don't want to sound like a dumbass, but the truth is we're all kind of dumb in certain areas.
Yeah, I mean, totally. Like, I've made so many mistakes along the way, right? But
girl, me too.
The worst thing you can do with your mistakes is not do anything about it, right? Yes. And my first year with Wanderwear, I went crazy. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna design that. I'm gonna order this shirt. I'm gonna order that supplies. Oh, that machine looks so good on my desk. And I'm like, really, Tina? You spent so much money on year one. I was so in the negative.
Oh my God.
You know, but it's still at the early phase where I can still take a step back and go, okay, you overdid it for year one. Yes. I had this expectation of this overnight success, guys. It's very rare, unless you're a celebrity or really connected, to be an overnight success. Like, this is hard work every day, all day long. Yes. And it takes a lot of, sweat equity. It starts out as a passion project, but whatever it is that is your passion project can really turn into something that can not only be a side hustle, but can be a business opportunity. Right?
Yes. And I think it has to do, like you said, is knowing your strategy, what works, having a clear picture of your expenses, right? So I want to sum it up a little bit, because I know we're kind of coming on to 10 minutes, but if you're joining right now, I want to just sum up some of the key points that we talked about, right? Is what? Knowing your expenses, knowing what goes out, what comes in, having a clear vision of your brand, right? What aligns with you, what doesn't, because you can't please everybody. That's just the thing. Your brand isn't gonna appeal to everybody under the sun, and it's not meant to.
You want it to. I say, oh my God, who does not want a travel inspired shirt? Come on, people.
Who doesn't want to drink wine and travel? Come on, yeah. No, but and like you said, clear about your brand. And I love what you also said about checking those subscription guys, really looking over where your money's going out the door right now. I think that is a really good point. It's just taking your bills out, looking at your business plan, pull out your American Express, credit cards, PayPal, whatever, right? And see where the money is going out the door.
Yeah, it's hard, man, because you're like, holy crap. Oh my God, why am I even subscribed to this thing? What is this thing anyways? right? And you're searching on the internet trying to figure out how to cancel it because you don't even know why you subscribed in the first place. But yeah, I mean, that would be.
I was also going to say are you applying? I mean, I'm sure you are, right? We're all doing the paperwork for the PPP and the CARES Act and all of that. So, and I think having those numbers readily available helps in those situations like this, right? Because we're having to come up with documents.
Yeah, so I don't qualify for the PPP because I no longer have painting with the twist, and so I'm not bringing back my 90% of my employees.
That's right.
And
That's right.
WanderWear, I didn't let anybody go, but yes. I did sign up for the $10,000 grant loan thing.
Yes, yes.
And I had all my numbers, guys. It took me less than 20 minutes to sign up because I knew my last 12 months sales. I knew my last 12 months cost of goods. And people were like, what's cost of goods? And I'm going, oh my goodness. Like, I'm not trying to be insulting or anything, but it was like, whoa, there's a lot of people out there that don't even know how to calculate their cost of goods. Let me try to help them out, right?
Right.
But having your numbers available month over month, number one, it helps you when the tax season comes.
Yeah.
And then when a pandemic and a lifetime hits and you're like, gotta go calculate your cost of goods and your sales and things like that, it just fast forwards the process. I was able to apply in less than 20 minutes because I had those numbers readily available. Because I just had to be disciplined with my painting with the twist business because I was accountable to other people as well.
Right.
And so that helped, right? WanderWear, I'm a little bit, but I'll get with it.
Yeah. No, these are great. I just hope that if you guys are tuning in, thank you so much. And thank you, Tina, for sharing your heart, sharing all your best practices. I know that, it's a very different place for everybody to be in right now. So I hope that you're willing to come back and share with us more of your business knowledge.
Of course.
And I know a lot of people are going to send us a lot of DM after this and ask probably when those workshops are going to come, right? Because we mentioned a lot of keywords here that a lot of keywords, like you should know. If you don't know your cost of goods, how do you really know your net profit margin? I mean, let's just be clear, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
seriously. It's okay if we don't know it. But if you're in this conversation right now and you're going, man, I really don't know those things, that's okay. Make a plan to start jotting down the things that you need to learn, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Start.
The thing is, you don't have to know everything to start. You just have to start and then figure it out along the way. I'm self-taught in everything that I've done.
Yes, me too, girl.
And it's taken me to fall on my face several times, and then it's taken me some moments to give myself grace, right? That what, you've overcome a lot and you've done a lot and you've been successful in certain things. But the one thing that I want to leave you guys with is we're really all in this together. And if anyone wants or needs help with looking at their books, looking at their branding, looking at your content, helping you understand how to go from point A to point B, seriously, just hit me up on my DM. I'm still not cool like you, Joe. And Allie, who is also on my team, does a lot of ghostwriting for me because she's just an amazing writer. I spit out a lot of words and she makes them pretty for me. So all of this is also, going to be on my blog. It's the 6 things that you should be working on your business, not in your business during this time where you are able to. So when that blog is ready and live and, and published, I'll let you guys know. But it's just, the steps that I've taken along the way, tactical steps that's helped me through certain areas of my life and my business that I want to share with you guys. And again, it doesn't stop there. If you guys have any questions or anything, just hit up Joe, hit up myself. I'm an open book. I love to share. I love to share to teach other people.
Yes. So I put your IG handle in the chat, guys. So please go give her a follow. Subscribe to her newsletter. Guys, I read her blog all the time. She has some amazing tips that she shares. Like I said, don't be afraid to admit that we don't know something. The worst thing we can do is not know something, not speak up, and remain that same way. So Thank you, Tina. I definitely look forward to doing more of these with you, girl. This has been amazing. I love
Yep.
when we get together, the energies. Girl, I can talk to you forever. You know that.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I was honored when you asked me. I was like, oh my God, of course, I would love to. Yeah, I
Girl,
love being
yes.
a part of your mission, and to support it any way I can, because you're out there to change the world, girl, and I got your back.
Thank you so much. And you know what? From the bottom of my heart, guys, I just want to say thank you for supporting our mission, because we've done business together, we've done charity events together, and there's nothing like connecting with authentic women who are in alignment with your mission. We're both busy women. She'll do her own thing, I'll do mine. But whenever there is something that we need from each other, all it takes is like one text, and that's it. That's how it's supposed to be. So when you find your tribe, guys, honor them, care for them, show them your gratitude. When there's an opportunity to bring others along, guys, this is how we show up for the world. Make sure
Yes.
remember who those people are, and bring them along in any opportunity that we get, because the more we put the good vibes out there, the more the universe brings it back. So thank you, Tina.
Bye, guys. Thank you, Jill. Love you.
Bye. Thank you. And but just to let you guys know, this whole video is also going to be extracted and put onto our YouTube channel. So if you guys are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please, please, please go to Project. Just put in the search box in YouTube, Project Beauty DFW, and you'll see our YouTube channel. This video will be uploaded to the YouTube channel, and also the blog. We will also have a blog post about this video and what we talked about on our website, theprojectbeauty.org. And if you guys want to support us in any way with donations of products, if you want to volunteer, if you want to make a monetary donation, you can do all of that on our website, theprojectbeauty.org. The link is in our bio. We would love to have your support. We are continuing our efforts to feeding families, especially single parent households that are needing food and supplies. I am still making deliveries to the shelter myself. Guys, we're in this for another month, guys. So I just urge you, if you have even just $5, I don't care what the amount is, please go and donate if you can, to support something, to support a cause that's local. 100% of those dollars that you're donating right now are going straight to food and supplies for those families. So I urge you to go onto our website and support us, and make sure that you guys check out ShopWanderWear. All right? All right, guys.
Thank you, guys. Love you.
Bye.
Stay safe, guys. Bye.